And from Bryce, the subject is National Signing Day. How much juice has National Signing Day lost since the transfer portal? Also, seeing kids of players I cheered for makes me feel old. And oh, by the way, is Penn State ever going to have a coach? Yeah, I mean, I think the bigger issue is the timing of National Signing Day. I think that takes some of the juice out of it. The fact that it just shows up in December now. It's been here for a while, but I think that adds to it. The fact that it shows up in championship week adds to it for sure. If it's something you're into, though, it still had all of the intrigue that we expect and are used to from National Signing Day. We still had late flips. We had moms not signing things. Like, all of those things happened. So I still think it had all of that. And I think for the folks that are in it, it still has all that juice. But the one in February stood alone. It was its own day. I mean, it was kind of like the NFL draft was for the NFL, or the way the first day of free agency is for the NFL. Like, it had that type of juice to it. And now it doesn't. It kind of gets lost because, oh, by the way, we have real football games to be played this weekend. So I do think all of those things factor into it. I feel very old when guys that I covered in high school, especially in the South, guys that I covered when they were in high school or went to their National Signing Days, when their kids are signing. That's when I start. Then it's like, oh yeah, you're old. That's the part that sucks on that. As for Penn State, Bryce, I have no clue. I said this yesterday with the Nittany Lions. I think they're at a point now. I mean, they had their National Signing Day class. It was actually worse than the University of Montana's.
They were ranked 150th.
Yeah.
By 24/7 Sports.
What, they have 3 kids?
I see 2.
Yeah, and I saw people asking Franklin, like, you know, and he really has, he's got his antennas up all the time. He's like, people saying, why are you stealing Penn State's class? And he's like, man, these are the kids I know. And I don't blame him.
What do you think was going to happen? Yeah.
What do you expect him to do? If you had a coach hired, perhaps that wouldn't have happened. I really think they're at a point now where the interim has to be the head coach. I think Terry Smith has to be it, because otherwise I don't know how they field a team. It seems like the kids on that team still would want him to be the coach, and they want to play for him. They did play hard for him. Obviously, you punted on National Signing Day. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. But you need to portal. And most importantly now, though, you have to keep your team intact. So I don't see a scenario how it's anybody other than Terry Smith at this point. There's nobody else out there that could come in and save it and keep that roster intact.
Yeah, there's any of the recruits, any of the class of 2026, I think you punt completely on. You still have a day and a half, a little more than a day and a half, because the early national signing period closes on Friday. So if you make the Terry Smith announcement today or tomorrow, maybe there's something you can salvage from this, but it's roster retention and then trying to utilize the transfer portal a lot better than James Franklin did, because the last 2 years, the Penn State portal needs were not addressed.
No, I wonder if they even thought about, like, Bill O'Brien, who just got the dreaded vote of confidence at Boston College. Like, he was there, he won there. I don't know that he'd want to go back to State College. Like, I mean, he's got some personal needs in terms of health care that's required for one of his children. So I think he likes the Boston area better. I think that's part of the reason why he left to begin with. But and I still wonder, I wondered about Luke. But, like, to me, I think they're past all of that. It's too damn late. I think that they have to hire the interim and roll the dice a little bit with that. Fellas, they could fall off a cliff.
I was going to ask, could they become Nebraska?
Yes.
Just be a middling Big Ten team?
They're on their way to doing that with Franklin, and then this debacle. Like, if they run it back with Terry Smith as the head coach, Jim Knowles as defensive coordinator, and Andy Kotelnicki as their offensive coordinator with, who knows? I mean, it was Grunkenmeyer, their quarterback next year. Yeah, so we'd just like to be bowl eligible, is what that screams.
Can't believe their game with Rutgers was the Bowl, basically.
Winner gets a bowl.
Have you been over there?
To Happy Valley? No.
Reese, you haven't either,
I've
right?
Never been over there.
It's a real outpost. I mean, it's really the middle of nowhere. It's awesome. It's a really cool campus. It's a very specific thing that you're selling, and that's why I kind of understood where they were going with the BYU thing, because I think there's some similarities. Obviously, not the religion part of it, but just a very specific player that would want to play there. But I think it has all the feels. But I think it could be. It's one of those that can happen anywhere, but especially places where you have some recruiting disadvantages that are very real, like Nebraska has those, in that every recruit, it's got to be a plane ride to go recruit them. And it's something they've never really been able to get over since they moved to the Big Ten. And I do think for Penn State, it could be similarly, that could be a similar case where if they don't have somebody, you got to have somebody who can sell it. And it's one of those things where, while I wanted more for Penn State, maybe, and I used to say this all the time about Penn State, it felt like they kind of, for the most part, their fan base was kind of okay with what Franklin was doing. They were kind of okay with him losing to Ohio State and Michigan. They 10-2 is good. Like, that was fine. It wasn't until this year where they were number 2 in the country and it just completely unraveled for them that they finally had enough. But one of the big fears that a lot of folks you talked to over there had was, man, we miss on a coach. Can we end up in a Brady Hoke world? Can you end up in a Rich Rodriguez world at Michigan? Can you end up at like Nebraska? Can you end up being a museum program? And Michigan got lucky that Harbaugh wanted to coach them and it flipped it. But if he didn't, who knows what happens there? And Michigan's a better job than Penn State, I'll acknowledge. But part of that stuff is pretty real. So it definitely could. This one from Robert, loyal listener. Bo, are you guys going to throw out some love for Bishop Watterson and Olentangy Orange? Watterson is playing in their 3rd straight state title game against Toledo Central Catholic. By the way, they have 11 straight running clock games. They've been absolutely dominant, Robert. We have talked about both of those teams. I think I've mentioned this before on the show. I think whatever is happening in youth sports in Olentangy, in the Powell area, the Olentangy schools, that's the model, not just in the state of Ohio, but honestly nationally. Those are public schools. They're not recruiting. It's public schools, and they're winning state championships in football, in basketball, in baseball, in hockey, in lacrosse. And it's boys and girls. Like, there is a development thing that is happening there, and I'm waist deep in it with my kids, and I see, like, when youth is developed correctly, what it can do. There is something happening in the grassroots up there that is setting them apart. I mean, Liberty had all that success last year. They won the football and the lacrosse, and I think they won the hockey. Orange won state basketball last year, and now I think they're the favorite, according to Reflog. They're the favorite to win the Division I football championship this year. That's awesome. Watterson's got all those Buckeye kids on that team. That team's been a
it's good genes
for a long time.
On both of those squads.
Very good. Yeah.
Interesting, like Watterson's, their last loss was to Toledo Central Catholic in the 2023 title tilt. Since then, haven't lost a single game.
It's amazing.
No, that one's tomorrow at 3 o'clock. They're playing at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. And your D1 title tilt's going to be Friday at 7:30.
So tomorrow at 3 is Watterson?
Yep.
All right, we'll have Bake on because he's up there. What do you know what game he has?
He is calling tomorrow's D4 title tilt, Glenville and Shelby. It's at 10:30 in the morning.
And they're all at Tom Benson now, right?
Yep.
They don't have any in Massillon? Okay. Do they have one tonight?
I believe so. It'd be Division II, Avon and Cincinnati Anderson.
Oh, okay. My nephew plays for Avon, so there you go. This one from the great Snagglepuss. The subject is turkey. Uncle Bo, I convinced my mom to cook a turducken yesterday, being Thanksgiving. Instead of ordering one from one of the turducken websites, she went so far to build one herself, which caused me concern, but I went with it. Fabulous. It's exactly what I thought. The fat from the duck made all layers of chicken and turkey juicier than hell. I don't know that I can confirm that hell is juicy, but I'll let you roll with that, buddy. The stuffing from the inside the bird was the best stuffing ever. The birds, I fully understand and moderate respect your take on turkey, so I just wanted to throw this out there in case you want to try something new next year. Snagglepuss, you're proving my point on the turkey. You are having to, like, Hannibal Lecter 3 birds together.
You needed to stuff a chicken and a duck in it.
To get flavor, man. Like, that's the problem.
And how long did that whole thing take? Did he say in the email?
Oh, my God.
I need a follow-up.
How are you sawing that? How are you sewing it together and stuffing it in? And
also, today I learned there's a turducken website.
That's unbelievable.
Get your turduckens in time for Christmas. Turducken.com. Eric Racer here for turduckens.
How much does one cost?
An uncooked turducken? I'm going to guess, it's 3 carcasses. What parts of the carcasses do you stuff into them, I wonder?
I mean,
What's your number on that? I'm going to guess like $29.99 or $39.99.
Yeah, I'll probably go in that $30 range.
I'm seeing a 15-pound turducken for $115.
Oh, gosh. Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Well, the lives of 3 animals were needed to make that thing happen.
Oh, there is a turducken.com. You get a 15-pound turducken with cornbread for $165. It serves 20 to 25.
Oh, okay.
Approximation from turducken.com.
You could feed a VFW with that. Reese, your lady friend is a renowned chef.
Oh, yes.
Did you ask her, like, if she were to cook a turkey, how would she do it? I know you were smart enough not to, but
I haven't asked that. No, it's honestly just what do you feel like cooking?
Yeah, do some recon for me. I'd be curious, like with someone of her skills, if she was to try to make it good, how would she do it?
She'd look at me. I can see it right now. We don't
because
cook
it sucks. It's an inferior bird. Paul Finebaum in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of our specialties here at Pella Wilson is getting rid of old, smaller windows with no view and replacing them with huge, beautiful windows that can change the look and feel of your home.
We tried that once, but we cut the hole a bit too big, so we had to put in a garage door instead in their dining room.
Wilson.
Didn't improve the view, but they do have a drive-through now, so you're welcome, Gruball family.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Last year, I remember running around Hollywood Casino, hugging and high-fiving everyone during the Scoop and Score. I remember dancing around the sportsbook during the Natty. I'm Scotty Vegas, and there's no place to watch a game, especially a championship game, like Hollywood Casino Columbus and the sportsbook. Let's watch together. Prizes, great food, amazing screens, a championship watch party Saturday night. Join the Fan Saturday night, starting at 8. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Planning to buy a home in 2026? Not sure where to start? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency can help. With a step-by-step homebuyer's guide and financial tools, the Ohio Housing Finance Agency can make homeownership part of your future. Eligible homebuyers may qualify for down payment assistance and reduced mortgage interest rates. To see if you qualify and to find a mortgage lender, visit myohiohome.org. Again, that's myohiohome.org. Homeownership. Make it part of your future. Sponsored by the Ohio Housing Finance Agency, aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Bishop and Friends present college football's most polarizing figure.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Come on back to our show, Tim. The audience hates you.
This is ESPN's Paul Finebaum, sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
Quite a week down there, buddy. We're going to get to all of it, but I do want to do the odd thing and actually start with football. And so I'll pose this question to you. Is anybody down there any good?
No, we're all terrible. It's a good question because, Vanderbilt maybe? The problem with Vanderbilt's really good. They just didn't play anybody. They didn't beat anybody that was really that significant.
Yeah, I asked because I watched Iron Bowl. I watched Texas A&M. I saw Georgia. I saw Georgia, who I think probably in my head I was like, okay, they maybe have the talent to go with Ohio State. But if memory serves, they had 3 freshman offensive linemen starting against Georgia Tech, and they couldn't really throw the ball with much effectiveness. Bama can't run it. Texas A&M can't chase it. And so I'm just curious, like, as we stand here, SEC title game in little more than 48 hours, and then the playoff to come after that, who's the best down there?
Well, there isn't one defining team. Until last Friday night ball, I would have said Texas A&M, but they were exposed. Georgia, in some ways, looks to be the best, but they're without their center, and you saw in the Georgia Tech game how inept they were without him. So I can't take. And Ole Miss has been really good at times, but that's a story for a moment from now. There is not an elite team. There are a lot of really good teams.
When you watch what Ohio State is, who down there do you give the best chance to beat them?
Probably Georgia, because they kind of lull you to sleep. But right now, I couldn't say, even with all the SEC network money that goes into my bank account, I couldn't say that an SEC team could beat Ohio State right now.
All right, now the fun part. What's the real truth on how this went down with Kiffin at LSU?
The real truth is that Kiffin has been looking around for a very long time. And he wasted no time once the job started getting open. He met with the Florida athletic director in early to mid-November. He met with the LSU athletic director not long after Brian Kelly left. He talked to the governor. He has been actively searching for an alternative. It popped up yesterday that even Florida State showed up on his radar screen, although that was never going to happen. And nor was Ole Miss ever going to happen, in spite of all the nonsensical things that Lane Kiffin said down the stretch. It came down between Florida and LSU. Scott Strickland, the AD from Florida, did not vibe well with Kiffin. He started looking for a GM before the hire, which ticked Kiffin off, and it became a very clear and coherent choice that he was going to LSU.
Okay, for our audience here, because I've gotten this a lot over the last week, is that what I hear is, look, he's got a team that can win a national championship now. They may be in the most enviable spot. They're either going to be the 5 or the 6 by the time this all shakes out. So they'll have a very favorable matchup. They're going to get a home game. They've had great recruiting class. Heck, I think Hugh Freeze had the number 1 recruiting class there. What is so wrong with Ole Miss that would have him look elsewhere? And that's something where I think when you have the intellectual knowledge that you do of that area and that conference, you can properly answer, where I struggle. I've been to a lot of those places. I've not been to Oxford.
It's a great place, but I think the feeling was it's good. It's occasionally great, but it's not elite. And I'm trying to think of a comparison up there of a really good program, but it's just never going to be at the top. And the good thing about LSU, it's been there so many times. Everyone knows Brian Kelly is the only coach since 1999 at LSU that hasn't won a national championship, and he probably came in easily the most accomplished, including even Nick Saban at the time he was hired. It is true that Nick Saban told Lane Kiffin that is the best job in the SEC, and that's pretty rich coming from a guy who won 6 national championships at Alabama. But part of it is the state. You've been down there. There's only one other team in the whole state that anybody cares about, and they don't care that much about them right now, and that's the New Orleans Saints. Yeah. Recruiting is not as critical as it used to be, Bo, but it's helpful when every kid in Louisiana grows up wanting to go to that school, where in Alabama and other places, there's usually a choice.
Is he worth all of this?
The answer is no. I don't think he is. And you know my relationship with Kiffin. For all the great of Lane Kiffin, I've never seen him be consistently great. This year he was good. Let that one game get away. Didn't really matter that much. The game against Georgia, he won some other close games, but he's always managed to underwhelm at the worst possible moment. And I think listen, anybody can win a national championship in Baton Rouge. I mean, Les Miles did it. Ed Ogeron did it. Brian Kelly really never came close, and he's actually a better coach than those other 2 guys I mentioned. You can do it, but the problem with the SEC is the grind is bad. Kiffin is impatient. It would surprise me if he won one, but it would surprise me if long term he is there and successful.
Paul, what did you make of the pivot Florida made, and then Auburn getting Alex Golesh? He's a Columbus guy. He was Dublin Scioto, which is a local high school here, and he was on the Ohio State staff as well. What do you make of the Auburn and Florida hires?
What's amazing is Auburn coveted John Sumrall and ended up losing him. I think they did better with Alex Golesh. I really like him. He handled everything so well. Sumrall, to me, defensive guy at Florida. That doesn't work. They're pining for another Steve Spurrier and Urban Meyer, and they've never been able to come close. Dan Mullen was the closest thing, and he failed.
Yeah, and maybe they should have stuck with Dan. He actually won 10 games there. There was maybe a little bit of success. I know he didn't like to recruit, but one of the things that I'm getting a lot from my neighbors up here in Pennsylvania is, man, they really thought that there was a chance with Kalen DeBoer at Penn State. Do you buy any of that?
I don't. Kalen DeBoer, to me, likes where he is, and there's no comparison between Alabama and Penn State.
No.
And I think the problem with Penn State is they're finding out that they're not as good as they think they are. It has been truly one of the most embarrassing coaching searches I have ever seen. I don't know how you can swing and miss that many times. Matt Rule looks pretty good right now, doesn't he?
Paul, I think they're going to have to hire the interim because they had 3 kids sign on signing day. They're gonna have a mass exodus. They're not even able to field a team if they don't hire the interim. I think the interim at least Terry Smith can keep the roster somewhat together so that they can field a team. But this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. And did you see the story that maybe Jimmy Sexton, who's kind of the super agent down there, and I've talked about him here on the show, so the audience is relatively familiar, and not just down there, but in the college coaching in large. Do you buy that he is in a way sabotaging this because of some relationship with the AD?
It's always possible. I know an AD. I'm going to go ahead and tell you who he is. The former AD at LSU, Scott Woodward, told me once that he said, my next hire will not be a Jimmy Sexton client. And he wasn't. It was Brian Kelly, who I think was part of the Trace Armstrong group. And that happens. Sexton is Machiavellian. And Sexton has grabbed a lot of coaches away from people saying, listen, if you don't sign with me, you will never be able to field a staff, because he not only controls the head coach, he controls all the assistant coaches, and also he controls some of the agents. I came pretty close to doing a book on Sexton a couple of years ago, and I abandoned it after about a month because it really wasn't worth the aggravation. It would have been a great book, though.
Yes, it would have. I'm sure that it would have. One of the other things
right now, but it would have been a great book.
One of the things that we hear, and we heard this from the caricature that is the Louisiana governor, when he, we're never doing this again. We're not doing these buyouts. And then Kiffin's getting $91 million. By the way, Lane saying he doesn't know how much money he's making is absurd. Just a silly, stupid thing to say. But this whole idea of, we're going to change all this, we're going to pay all of this, and then you do it anyway. Why can no one in college athletics learn a lesson?
Well, because the governor, what he said was true. And then he went down to the coffee shop, and everybody said, are you going to get Lane Kiffin? And he realized the votes are in Lane Kiffin, not in standing up for principle. Nobody will stand up. You don't want to be the former AD who stood up to Jimmy Sexton and is now trying to get a job as the assistant AD at Mercer.
I'll get you out of here on this one. Are both teams in the SEC title game in the playoff no matter what?
No, I don't think it's automatic. Now, everybody this week tells me Alabama's in just because they moved ahead. But if they have a sloppy performance, and let's say they lose by 3 touchdowns, and Ty Simpson gets knocked out of the game and is out for the season, I think the committee will keep them out.
If he doesn't get knocked out for the season and they lose the game and they're left out, does Sankey stop playing the SEC title game next year? No, but he'll figure out a way to threaten. By the way, this is where the Tony Petitti thing has hurt him. If he had Tony Petitti as a running brother, which he used to, he could make a lot more noise. But that the dissolving of that relationship has hurt both conferences. I know I got away from your question there. No,
it's a real issue. And these conference championship games are probably dead anyway in a couple of years.
Yeah, they got to get on the same page again. They got to find a way to mend that. Maybe you and I can help. Good talking to you as always, buddy.
Thank you both. See you soon.
There he goes. Paul Finebaum, the Paul Finebaum Show on ESPN. Of course, the SEC Network, joining on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We'll do a little thing or not a thing up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on the Fan.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is a Daily Show with Coach Jake Diebler, brought to you by Encova Insurance. What's kind of been the whole transition of Devin Royal getting back to his natural position and the things that make him the best at that?
Well, still utilizing his versatility and ability to play at multiple levels offensively is important. The biggest thing he's got to do is continue to grow on the defensive side, because he's, oftentimes being tasked guarding maybe faster and smaller guys, where we can take advantage of that on the offensive end, certainly. On the defensive end, he's got to continue to utilize his length and, really could gain experience being in positions on the perimeter where you got to have a little bit more, ability to anticipate and awareness of what could be happening next.
Okay, we'll have another comment in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium, presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Jake, when I ask you about Amari Bonham, a freshman that's certainly shown his impact early on, is part of the excitement is that his ceiling is still there to be reached?
Yeah, absolutely. And, he'll get there because he approaches the game the right way every day. He plays with great energy and toughness for a young player. And, the game will slow down for him with the more experience he gets. So we're really excited about what he's been able to do so far this year and, the direction he's headed in.
It is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Toyota-thon is on, and there's no better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota. Like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through December 1st, you can get 4.75 APR financing on any remaining new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander, including hybrid models, with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get Toyota Care 2 years, no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
'Tis the season to be hungry at Roosters. That's why for every $50 spent on Roosters gift cards, you'll receive a $10 Rooster Buck back in your stocking. May your holidays be filled with friends and family, love and laughter, and of course, Roosters Wings. Go to roosterswings.com today or drop by any Roosters location to purchase your $50 holiday gift cards and receive a $10 Rooster Buck in return. Happy holidays from all of us at Roosters. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If you love a good pie analogy,
think of the cap as a pie, and once you take out one piece, there's less left for the next guy.
then this is the radio show for you. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, time for a little thing or not a thing on a Thursday edition. Hit it, Reese.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, Bo, you had mentioned the Jimmy Sexton scuttlebutt with Paul in that last segment. A report by Thomas Frank Carr of On3 says Penn State's coaching search has netted 8 coaches an estimated $370.8 million in extensions and new contract money. You got Matt Rule extended at Nebraska, Satake extended at BYU, Signetti at Indiana, Mike Elko at A&M, Drinkwitz at Missouri, Clark Lee at Vanderbilt, Braum at Louisville, and then Bob Chesney being hired at UCLA. Thing or not a thing?
God almighty, how'd they miss on all that? How do you miss on all of it? I mean, it's just... I don't even know, like, what's the... Well, I told you, I think they got to hire the interim. I think they're going to hire Terry Smith and try to keep it together. And, you know, you're not going to get any recruiting. You're just going to try to piecemeal together. But this could set them back years, man. And they missed on all of those guys. I think Paul is right that they kind of got exposed for a much more difficult job than they thought they had. And so I think that's part of it. Chesney was probably the one they should have hired, and he probably just got offended because they were chasing other people. But that's probably where they should have gone. My hunch is they didn't think there was any way that Satake would ever say no to them. And that's how Chesney got to UCLA, and now I think they're stuck. I don't really know that that's a stunning stat though, that they tried for all those cats.
Yeah, I think it's a thing because, like we were just mentioning a little bit earlier, that like they could become Nebraska essentially, just a team that has high expectations year in year out, and they're just going to be middle of the pack and not really competing for much. And like with this calendar that we've been talking about so much, you need to get somebody in there quick so that you can kind of get a roster or a look at what you could potentially have for next season.
And by the way, this is awful for the Big Ten.
Oh, yes.
Awful.
Yep.
If they fall off a cliff, it's awful.
Because your hopes for less big noon if you're Ohio State, they go with Penn State.
Yeah, it's gone.
Bud Elliott covers college football at 24/7 Sports. So it's 24/7 Sports and On3 that are the two biggest recruiting services. They do the biggest rankings of college football, college basketball recruits out there. And Bud Elliott had this yesterday, a decade ago. 85 points in the 24/7 Sports recruiting rankings was the gap between the number 1 class and the number 16 class. Today, 85 is the gap between the number 1 and the number 32. 50 was the gap from 1st to 8th. Now, 1st and 16th. Talent is spreading out so much, everyone has hope. End quote. Thing or not a thing?
It's a massive thing. I mean, we talked about this off the top. I mean, this is how the number 1 player in the country is at Houston, right? Everybody has NIL. If you're not willing to pay me, somebody else will. You have desperate programs that are looking to make splashes, that are overpaying for players who are not worth what they're paying for. But as I say that, the counter to that is they're worth whatever somebody's willing to pay them. So that's why this has happened. It absolutely has changed the landscape of the sport, and I don't know if it's for the better or the worse. We'll see. But my hunch is more teams being good is a positive thing. I don't know if this will ever even out or if it'll ever correct itself. Who knows? But those stats are staggering. That's staggering stuff, that the talent is being spread out in that way.
Yeah, outside of Ohio State just totally dominating, I want more parity with a bunch of different teams that you're not really familiar with in the conversation of potentially being a contender, getting into the playoff. I mean, I will bring in college basketball here. If you look at the top 25, outside, like, you're starting to see some programs starting to separate as title contenders in the top 8. But from 8 to 25, I feel like they're all still legit Final Four, deep run NCAA tournament caliber teams. And it's right now we're looking at an ACC team potentially not even making the college football playoff because the conference is that bad.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see more parity in the sport, and this is great.
Appearing on Super Talk Mississippi Wednesday, Ole Miss athletic director Keith Carter.
What a name. Super Talk Mississippi?
That's what we should just, if we ever change from the Fan, Super Talk Columbus.
Super Talk Ohio. That's amazing.
Keith Carter pushed back on Lane Kiffin's allegations that he was blindsided when he was told he could not coach the Rebels after taking the LSU job.
There's been a lot of things he said publicly that I'm not sure are totally accurate. I think that both coach and his representation knew, several weeks ago that the coaching in the playoffs was not going to be an option if he was not the Ole Miss head coach. And, I think
him finding out at 8:30 on Sunday morning for the very first time that he would not be coaching the playoff is not accurate?
No, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. The only thing that was a little bit of a wrinkle in it, Richard, was the fact that if Auburn had beaten Alabama, we were going to play in the SEC championship. That threw a little wrinkle in it. Not to say he would have coached in that game, but with the shorter time period, that was maybe the only little nuance to it. But absolutely, it was very clear that coaching in the postseason was not going to be an option for Coach Kiffin. A few weeks ago.
Thing or not a thing.
What was your favorite lie? Of course, this is the real truth, and I mean it's a thing, and of course it's a no-brainer. Like the idea that Nick Saban and Herb Street and those guys went on game day and were like, he ought to be able to coach his boys. Are you kidding me, dude? Like, are you kidding me? Why would you ever let the wolf in the hen house? You never would. He's going to poach the staff. He's going to poach the roster. He's going to do all. You think Austin Simmons isn't going to be at LSU? The kid who was supposed to be the quarterback this year, he's going to be at LSU. Like, that's what's happening. Of course. No, you could never do that. So everybody knew that. I think my favorite lie, just blatant, stupid lie that he told was the idea that he has no idea how much money the contract is worth. Like,
yeah,
his
life, agent does all of that, and he's not worried. He just wants to do ball, Bo.
Just wants to coach ball. But that and the fact that the dog that he had that had his own Instagram account didn't even live with him.
So is it not his dog?
It doesn't seem like it. Why is the dog not on the jet?
I don't know how the host kept a straight face through that first part of the answer about not knowing, like, oh, yeah, he knew well before. That is absolutely wild.
Just nuts. He told so many lies. It's like it became his truth. You hear people talk about this with people who are pathological liars, that they tell the same lie over and over again, that it becomes their truth. And that's what I think happens with this guy.
He was too deep into it that he just kept digging the hole deeper.
Just kept lie upon lie upon lie. And next thing you know, it's his truth. And you don't know anything other than that. But that's crazy. And I don't know what's more crazy, the all of the Kiffin nonsense or where Penn State is right now. My hunch is it's Penn State. It's just not as covered as much just because for a bunch of reasons. But I think that might be the craziest story in college football. The Penn State does not have a football coach. And they fired theirs first to get a head start. We'll attempt to beat the house coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on The Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
Dormar, your climate hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Timmy Hall and, real common man here for our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We've got plenty of holiday specials for you this month. You can enjoy a 4-course wine dinner at the lounge at Final Cut. Plus, there's holiday takeout specials.
And we got happenings on New Year's Eve.
What's happening?
Winning. You could win a 2026 Chevy Traverse, $35,000 in cash, or $50,000 in Penn slot play.
Become a member of our rewards program on the Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
It's all going down this month at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
From moving compliance targets to shifting regulations, the pressure to stabilize is growing. At Plant Moran, we help you meet complexity with confidence. We cut through the noise and give you the tools to act. Ground your planning and insights and tailored tax strategies from senior specialists so the next step you take is on solid footing. Don't chase stability, lead with it. Plant Moran. Stability, period.
Gift big this year with a Home for the Holidays raffle. You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or cash prize this holiday season and help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish kids with critical illnesses. Raffle proceeds benefit Make-A-Wish OKI, which has granted over 22,000 wishes to children facing critical illnesses across the Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana region since 1983. This year's house was built by 3 Pillar Homes in the Evans Farm community in Lewis Center and has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 2-car garage. It also includes amazing features like upstairs laundry, 2 covered patios, 1 with a fire pit, a great room with fireplace, mud room with extended bench seat and open lockers, kitchen and morning room. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org. Terms and conditions apply.
In Columbus, how you roll up on game day matters. And with Polestar are redefining the driving experience. The Polestar 3 isn't just an electric SUV. It's an SUV that drives like a sports car. Precise, powerful, silent enough to hear the crowd before you see the stadium. Drive it today at Polestar Columbus. Or visit polestarcolumbus.com for a test drive and to learn about our competitive lease offers.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Dormar, your pilot hero.
Diamond Sellers bringing the world's finest jewelry to you at our annual holiday gala December 4th through December 6th. Celebrate the season of sparkle with up to 25% off for 1 weekend only at our Salmo Road and Easton locations. Visit diamondseller.com/gala to learn more.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. For the first time in 4 games, Kirill Marchenko is going to return for the Blue Jackets. Dean Evison told T-Bone and Scotty Vegas this morning the Jackets' right winger will be back in the lineup Thursday against the Red Wings. Face-off from Nationwide 7:30. Hear it on the Fan with coverage at 7. Jackets are at the Panthers Saturday at 3:30. In college football, Ohio State's still waiting on Chris Henry Jr. The top receiver in the class of 26 did not submit a letter of intent to OSU on Wednesday when the early national signing period opened. A late push from Oregon and fallout from Brian Hartline taking the USF job likely put a pause on his LOI. Hartline's going to stay on with the Buckeyes through the postseason that starts Saturday in the Big Ten title. Hear more from Ohio State's head coach at noon today on the Ryan Day Radio Show. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Get a holiday loan from BMI and choose loan amounts from $1,000 to $5,000. More information, bmifcu.org/holiday loan.
They'll offer betting advice, but don't bet on it being good. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, final hour here on a Thursday. Shelley time coming up at about 30 minutes from now. Time now to attempt to beat the house.
Beat the house.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co. Visit their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations to experience the best in craft dining and distilling. Learn more at highbankco.com.
Oh, baby. You got a little drop there,
Just
huh,
seeing
Reese?
if you can see it in the camera here.
Oh, baby.
Our friends over at High Bank Distillery came by and dropped off some goodies.
Yeah, we're going to have a big announcement on that on Monday. But a little sneak peek for you in the YouTube chat if you're paying attention to what Reese has there, and we'll have the full announcement on that on
Look
Monday.
at that.
But yes, yeah, those are buttes. Those are buttes. You were pretty close to a butte, 8-8 last week rather. Last year you were like 60 games over.
Yeah, last year was a mirage.
No, I don't know. That's the
like an RC Cola machine in the desert. I'm 14 games under 500, but we're going to get better this week, I promise.
I was 7-9, so I went from 10 games over to 8 games over, 101 and 93, heading into this week, picking every NFL game all season long against the number. So we're leaking oil a little bit on the NFL side of things. Go ahead, Rhymes.
All right, so Thursday Night Football tonight, we'll start there. We got a battle between two of the every-year hosts of Thanksgiving. The Cowboys are at the Lions, with the Lions laying 3.
This is an awesome game. This feels kind of like a loser leave home situation. Hard to imagine the loser of this one still having a chance to get in. I love the way Dallas is playing right now. I love the confidence they're playing with the 2 receivers. It's a dome. It's a fast track. Something just doesn't seem right in Detroit to me. They just have been a little off for a while now, and I think maybe the injuries all caught up or the changes of the 2 coordinators don't know what it is. I think Dallas wins this one outright. Give me the Cowboys outright.
I'm not as confident that Dallas is going to win the football game, but I'm confident that I'm confident. I'm not competent, but I'm confident that they keep it a closer game than the 3 points. So give me the Cowboys.
All right, the Cleveland Browns, they are hosting the Tennessee Titans, laying 4.5. The Browns are laying 4.5.
In a game you can hear right here on The Fan, Sunday
That's
with
right.
coverage at 11.
Mm-hmm.
Browns must win this football game. Must. You must beat the Tennessee Titans. Give me Cleveland. Because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, I don't know that. Quite honestly, like if I were not affiliated, I would say it might be better to lose this one, and then you can draft number 1 overall potentially without having to trade up to get it. But I'm sure that they will win this one, and I think they'll win it relatively comfortably just because I don't know what Tennessee. I think it's very possible, guys, that Myles Garrett breaks the sack record Sunday. I think it's very much in play. I think he gets home a lot. I think this mirrors kind of their game against the Raiders, which they won 24-10. I think it'll be very similar to that. They take care of business. Give me the Brownies.
All right, the Seahawks are at the Falcons, with Atlanta getting 7 points.
It's a long flight. And boy, Seattle has done this a lot, or at least in my mind's eye, they've done it a lot. Had to make this trip across. I'm going to pull this up real quick and see how many times they've gone across the country. So they've gone, So they've gone
every
to Jacksonville.
other week, I think.
Yeah, they've gone to Jacksonville. They've gone to D.C., Tennessee, and now Atlanta. Is the way that they've handled their business. And with the exception to the Commies game, all of the games have been closer than the experts think. I think this one will mirror the Commies. I think Atlanta's in punt mode at this point. I think Seattle does take care of business just outside of this number. Give me the Seahawks winning by 7+. I'll throw the points.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay, the other Ohio team, the Bengals, are getting 5.5 at the Bills.
So Buffalo ran all over, has run all over. Bengals defense somehow came to life last week in a must-win game. I don't know if they win, but I know I don't know. I think they'll cover the 5.5.
Yeah, I think they could win outright. I mean, Cincinnati's still in this thing in the AFC North, too, guys. I mean, like 9-8 might win it. Hell, 8-9 might win it. Give me the Bengals, and I love I'll take the points.
The Vikings are laying 2.5, hosting the Commanders.
Is this McCarthy?
I believe
or
so.
The Brosmer guy.
Boy, they did Brosmer a dirty.
That's bad.
That was so bad. I mean, there's malpractice every week, but it feels like so McCarthy practiced in full, and he's expected to clear concussion protocol in time for that Commanders game.
He's not much better than Brosmer. Give me Washington.
Yeah, give me the Commanders.
Okay, the battle in the bottom of the...
If you bet on this, call the hotline.
The bottom of the AFC East. The Dolphins are at the Jets, laying 2.5.
I mean, the cold front that we're getting tomorrow is going to extend into New Jersey on Sunday. Like, the Jets win this.
I'm going to go the other way. Mike McDaniel flipped it there. They've won 3 in a row and 4 out of 5. I think the Miami Dolphins can win by a field goal in New York. Give me the Fins.
That now down in the NFC South. Yes, that is correct. The Bucs are hosting the Saints at -8.5 for the Bucs.
It's a big number for this Tampa Bay team. But I think the Saints are just really, really bad. So give me Bacon, the Bucs. I think they're going to end up winning this division. I'm trying to speak it into existence as well because I think that's the only way.
I think Mike
Carolina
Evans
gets
might be back. Are they working towards him being back soon?
I hope so. But give me the Bucs, and I'll throw the 8.5.
I like Tampa to win, but not by the 8.5. So give me the Saints to cover.
All right, then the Colts, they always struggle in Jacksonville. They're down there against the Jaguars. They are only a 1.5 favorites.
Give me the Colts.
I'll go opposite. I think the struggle bus continues. Indy hasn't really looked right in a little while now. Daniel Jones needs probably surgery, and he's playing through it. I think Jacksonville wins their 4th straight. I think they do take care of business and beat the Colts. Give me the Jaguars.
Last 1 o'clock game here. They always say to take the under in this game, but we're picking the spread here. Steelers are at the Ravens, and the Ravens are laying 6.
I don't understand this number because Baltimore has not looked like they should be favored by 6 over anybody, which sometimes leads me to believe maybe somebody knows something. I think somehow, some way, this game's closer than that, though. It just screams like Baltimore winning 13-10. So I'll take Pittsburgh in the points.
Yeah, I picture this as a field goal game. So give me Pittsburgh to cover here. And though, if Baltimore crushes Pittsburgh, do they just put Mike Tomlin on a bus to State College?
Can you imagine firing a guy who's never had a losing record?
No.
Jeez.
So 4:05 now. The Broncos are at the Raiders, laying 7.5.
I love the hook here. Because Denver's not beating anybody by a touchdown, it feels like. But the Raiders are so bad. I'm going to take the Broncos here because I think Denver's legit. Yeah, I'm taking Denver.
Same. I think I just saw what the Browns defense did to the Raiders, and the Broncos might have a better defense than the Browns. So I don't understand how Vegas is going to score 10, let alone enough to where they could cover, and Denver can certainly score 20. So give me the Broncos, and I'll throw the 7.5.
Game of the week at 4:25. The Bears are at the Packers, with the Packers laying 6.5.
This is weird because this number is huge, and I know that the Packers own the Bears. Like, they have ownership of them, so I understand that part of it. But I think Chicago plays everybody tough, and they win close games. So I think the idea of those two running backs going, Benungai going, and Swift going, I think that this is a close game. I can see Green Bay winning, but I don't even have to worry about that. I'll take Chicago, and I'll take the points.
Same. Chicago's legit.
Last 4 o'clock game, 4:25 start. The Rams are at the Cardinals, with the Cardinals getting 7.5.
I think Los Angeles last week went up against the best team on God's green. The Carolina Panthers, fortunately for everybody else in the NFL, have a bye this week. I think this is a bounce-back game for Los Angeles. Give me the Rams, minus the 7.5.
Rhyme time, do you know the story on Carolina?
On the Panthers?
With our situation
How awesome
here?
they are.
Oh.
Incredible. Dave Canales, Coach of the Year.
My 13-year-old, this is like 2 months ago, we're sitting in the basement watching football, and he goes, "Hey, Dad, did you know that you can ski down Mount Everest?" And I said, "You cannot ski down Mount Everest, you idiot. Like, no one can ski down Mount Everest." And he's like, "Yeah, they can." I'm like, "Dude, I'll bet you $500 nobody skied down Mount Everest." And the kid goes, "Done." And then he pulled up his phone, and some Red Bull dude skied down Mount Everest. So then I owed him $500. So then he goes, like 3 days later, he goes, "Dad, the Panthers are making the playoffs." And at that time, they were like 2-something. And I go, "Dude, double or nothing. They're not sniffing the playoffs. I'll bet you double or nothing right now on that."
Oh, my gosh.
So right now, it's a cool G on the line.
Ooh.
So last week, and I've been the biggest Rams fan you're going to find, and Stafford for MVP, all of it. My beloved Rams go across the country to take on the Carolina Panthers. 10.5 favorites. Stafford had thrown 2 interceptions all year, threw 2 in the game, and fumbled, one inside the 5, inside the 10, and they not only did not cover, they lose. I mean, it's outrageous.
Yeah, that's wild. He might have lost the MVP with that game. Drake May going up ahead.
I know it.
At least that's what the odds makers are saying.
I still think Stafford can win it, and I think they do. I'm with you, Reese. I think they bounce back in a big way with the climate control in the dome, and they spin it around. Give me the Rams to cover.
Jeez, that's a lot of dough on the line.
Dude, tell me. I mean, it's just awful. He's going to be like that. You remember that? Well, you guys are Reese isn't too young. Ryan, you're too young. The Elaine gift for Seinfeld, or no, it's Jerry and
Jerry
Seinfeld
sitting there
smoking
with
the
a cigar.
cigars, and she's paying the cash.
You just got to dump pennies. Like, go into his room if he's got a table or a shelf of something, just dump the pennies on it. There you go.
There you go.
There's a grand.
I don't know if I could lift $1,000 in pennies.
Just lift with your legs.
Feels like that would be heavy.
Not with your back.
Yeah.
Primetime game. The Texans are at Kansas City. Oh, I don't see a line on this.
3.5. Kansas City.
So, Kansas City 3.5.
I think Kansas City's going to win this game, but I think it's by a field goal. So give me Houston to cover the 3.5.
Yeah, I like the Texans in this as well. Almost, if we had to do it, I think I'd go outright because defensively, I think there's a lot to like about what Houston's doing, and offensively, it's just the Chiefs. Ugh.
Guys, how many loser leave home? I think we've got 3.
Is
like
Sunday
Dallas,
night a loser?
I think that's one.
Yes.
At least for Kansas City.
Detroit. Yeah. Dallas, Detroit. Houston and Kansas City is loser leave home. Pitt and Baltimore isn't, but it's kind of. I mean, it's a big advantage. And Cincinnati, Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo would still be in the mix, but like for Cincinnati, it's not. But definitely Dallas and Detroit and Houston and Kansas City. Like the losers of those, you're done. That's game, set, match at that point.
Just real quick, Phil in the YouTube chat asked Google AI, and $1,000 in pennies would weigh approximately 551 pounds.
Okay.
So get a couple bags.
It would please me greatly to just like have him have to try to take that to the bank and find a way to spend it. Or like, again, with Seinfeld, like Kramer trying to buy the things, what was he, the calzones with the change? Like him, like going into like Dick's Sporting Goods trying to buy sneakers and pennies.
Do they still have those Coinstar machines at?
I don't know.
Giant Eagle locations.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good. I mean, that's where this is headed.
Yep.
If this continues,
that's where it should go.
By the way, they have a bye this week, so there's nothing even there that we can that I can deal with. This was a crazy story. Ohio State alleges, I think, probably correctly, because once you cheat, you always do. Has some allegations for the University of Michigan. Michigan answered back. We'll get to that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
At Giant Eagle, we're here for the holidays because it's time to break out the family recipes. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Giant Eagle is helping bring the holiday magic home because it matters.
Skyline's Mac and Cheese 3-Way is back. This time with white cheddar cheese and creamy cavatappi pasta. Try a Mac and Cheese 3-Way with Skyline's original chili or their new chicken chili at participating Skyline locations for a limited time.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hi, I'm Laura De Leon, president of Key Bank in Central Ohio. Here at Key, we believe in providing a helping hand in our community. While helping hands are wonderful, a helping bank is even better. That's a bank committed to solving people's financial needs, but it doesn't stop there. We advocate, we support, we listen, and we volunteer. That's a bank that is always ready to meet you in the moment. Key Bank opens doors.
Key Bank, member FDIC.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.